Stop scrolling because this story is not what it looks like at all. After 20 seasons of Sister Wives, one quiet post may have just exposed the real ending nobody saw coming. Janelle Brown is not just reflecting, she is preparing to walk away from everything: the marriage, the belief system, and possibly the show itself. But what happens next could reopen old wounds, fracture family bonds, and change the future of Sister Wives forever. Stay with me because the truth behind this moment is far deeper than fans realize. Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. This is Helen, and today we are diving into a story that may quietly change the future of Sister Wives forever. And if you think this is just another rumor or social media post, think again, because what Janelle Brown has been sharing lately is not casual, not accidental, and not something longtime fans can ignore. After 20 seasons of living her life in front of cameras, Janelle is suddenly speaking in a different tone, a reflective tone, a tone that sounds like someone preparing to walk away, not just from a marriage, not just from a belief system, but possibly from the show that made her a household name. When Janelle posted those words about leaving a marriage, leaving the show, and starting over at an age where people expect you to have everything figured out, fans immediately felt it. That shift, that emotional pause, that moment where the story feels like it is approaching its final chapter. And this wasn't just poetic reflection. This was someone admitting that what looked like breaking points were actually shedding points, shedding identities, shedding expectations, shedding a version of herself that never truly belonged to her. And suddenly, viewers who have watched her play the steady, grounded, logical wife for years began asking the same question. Was that role ever really her? Or was it just the character she was expected to be? As the family structure collapsed season after season, favoritism, financial tension, emotional distance, and silent resentment became impossible to hide. And Janelle found herself questioning not just her marriage to Coyote Brown, but the entire system that once promised unity, stability, and shared purpose. The once pooled finances, now a source of confusion and frustration. The shared dream of Coyote Pass sold, and with it, the last illusion that the Browns would ever live together again. And as Janelle began pulling away, relocating, focusing on her children, her businesses, and her own healing, fans noticed something else. She was no longer centering her story around the show. She was centering it around herself. And when viewers asked if she was leaving Sister Wives, her silence spoke louder than any confirmation. Because sometimes the loudest exits begin quietly. And while some fans pleaded for her to get her own show, others recognized something deeper, that Janelle was finally choosing a life not shaped by storyline expectations or forced dynamics. And that choice alone threatens the very foundation of a series built on plural marriage, unity, and shared sacrifice. Because if Janelle walks away fully, not just spiritually, but publicly, then Sister Wives loses more than a cast member. It loses the last thread tying the show to its original promise. And just when it seems like the chapter might close, another layer emerges, one that reopens old wounds and tests family bones in ways no one expected. As Janelle quietly steps into this new chapter, another emotional storm begins forming behind the scenes, because closure for her does not simply mean moving on. It means untangling spiritual ties that still feel binding, even without legal paperwork. And that decision has triggered unexpected resistance from someone very close to her, her daughter, Madison, who questions why her mother would want to reopen something so painful when so much healing has already been done. And in that moment, the audience sees something raw, a mother seeking closure on her own terms, and a daughter afraid that the process could drag old trauma back into the light. Madison voices what many viewers have felt for years, that plural marriage was not empowering but toxic, that it left scars that no formal release can truly erase. And yet, for Janelle, the need is deeper than logic, because even after leaving the faith, the marriage still feels unfinished and unresolved. And while Cody claims indifference, his past actions tell a different story. Years of emotional distance, financial tension, and selective accountability have left damage that cannot simply be ignored. And as Janelle moves forward on her own path, the ripple effects reach beyond her story, touching Christine Brown's journey of healing, grief, and rebuilding family after loss. Christine, who has also stepped away from the plural structure, now speaks openly about redefining family without labels, without hierarchy, and without conditions. Her marriage to David Woolley bringing a quieter, steadier form of support that contrasts sharply with her past. And in moments of profound grief, including the loss of Garrison, Christine reveals how David's words helped her understand that healing does not mean erasing pain, but learning to live alongside it. And that truth echoes through every corner of the Brown family, because grief, loss, separation, and change have reshaped them all. And as these stories unfold, fans are left watching not just a reality show, but a real-time unraveling of a belief system that once defined everything. And the question now is not just whether Janelle is leaving Sister Wives, but whether Sister Wives, as viewers knew it, can even continue without the women who carried its emotional core for over a decade. Because when the steady ones finally choose themselves, the entire structure begins to shift. And what happens next may not just redefine the show, but close a chapter that can never be reopened. As the cameras continue rolling and the storyline inches closer to what feels like an ending, the silence surrounding Janelle Brown becomes louder than any confession, because her absence from certain moments, her reduced screen time, and her emotional distance all suggest a woman who has already stepped forward, even if the world has not caught up yet. Viewers who have followed her from the very first season remember how deeply she believed in the idea of shared responsibility, shared sacrifice, and shared vision. Yet now, that vision has dissolved into individual paths, scattered across different states, different priorities, and different futures. The Brown family no longer operates as a single unit, and the show that once centered on togetherness now focuses on separation, reflection, and aftermath. And this shift is not accidental. It mirrors Janelle's internal transformation, a woman who once carried the weight of logic, stability, and compromise, now choosing peace, autonomy, and self-definition. And as she builds new routines close to her children and invests in ventures that reflect her personal passions, she is no longer framing her life around a plural identity or a televised narrative. And fans can sense that this is not a temporary pause, but a permanent pivot. Meanwhile, Cody Brown's attempts to reconcile past mistakes feel delayed and disconnected, as apologies arrive after the damage has already settled. And although words are spoken, the emotional distance remains unchanged, because closure does not always arrive when someone else decides it should. And Janelle appears fully aware of that truth as she continues to move forward without waiting for validation, permission, or understanding. And while Sister Wives producers focus on wrapping up unresolved chapters, the audience is left watching a story transform from a reality series into a record of personal evolution. And when viewers ask if Janelle is leaving the show, the real answer may already be visible, not in an announcement, but in her actions. Because sometimes the most powerful decisions are made long before they are spoken out loud. And if this truly is her final season, then it will not end with confrontation or chaos, but with quiet resolve. And that kind of ending lingers longer than any dramatic farewell. What makes this moment even more compelling is that nothing feels rushed, forced, or manufactured, because Janelle Brown's transformation has unfolded slowly across years of disappointment, patience, and quiet endurance. And viewers who have watched closely can trace the shift from hopeful commitment to careful distance, and finally to emotional independence. This was not a sudden decision sparked by one argument or one season, but the result of watching promises erode, trust weaken, and priorities shift, while she held the family together behind the scenes as others commanded attention and control. And now, as the spotlight dims around her, she appears more grounded, more honest, and more aligned with herself than ever before, which raises a powerful question. Did the show ever truly capture who Janelle was? Or did it only frame her through the expectations of plural marriage and reality television? And as fans debate her future, the deeper truth emerges that Janelle may have already outgrown the narrative entirely, because growth does not always fit neatly into episodic arcs or dramatic reunions. And when someone evolves beyond the role they were assigned, staying can feel more limiting than leaving. And while the series continues to document the aftermath of fractured relationships, the emotional center has quietly shifted away from conflict and toward closure. And in that space, Janelle stands not as someone walking away in anger, but as someone choosing herself without resentment, without spectacle, and without explanation. And that choice resonates because it reflects a reality many viewers recognize: the courage it takes to step out of a life that no longer reflects who you are, even when the world expects you to remain. And as the season moves forward and questions linger, the audience is left watching not for answers, but for confirmation of what already feels true: that this chapter has reached its natural end, and whatever comes next for Janelle Brown will finally belong only to her. So the real question is not whether Janelle Brown is leaving Sister Wives, but whether Sister Wives can exist without the women who carried its heart for decades. This chapter is not ending in chaos, but in clarity. And sometimes the quietest exits are the most powerful. If you felt this shift too, then stay tuned, because what happens next may change everything we thought